So I went shopping last night and came home with a GoPro Hero 13 Black and figured, hey, this would be a great opportunity to do an unboxing. So today I'll unbox this GoPro Hero 13 Black and see what you think. Oh, looks like it's in an envelope style container. And once again, there you go, the GoPro 13 Black. It wasn't really a bundle, but there are a few things in there, so we'll see what we actually get versus what I think I bought. So let's take a look here. Oh, there's a tab to pull to actually open it. Reveal number 2. Here is the lovely GoPro case. And let's go ahead and open it up. See where we want to start. First thing, I guess, your camera must be updated before you can use it. Makes sense. I'm guessing it's a firmware type upgrade, but that would be the IT person in me. There's a micro SD memory card. I don't know how useful this one will be. I've got much larger ones in my arsenal around here. Probably 512, 256, terabyte sized ones. I'm not sure. I've heard different varying opinions on whether or not you want to use lots of smaller ones in case your card gets corrupted so you don't lose all your data. I'm leaning towards middle of the road, maybe half a terabyte, 526 gig. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, there's that. Subscribe, don't know if I'll do that or not. Some lovely GoPro stickers if you're interested. I'm not, but my youngest daughter is collecting all kinds of stickers, so whenever I buy anything and they have marketing stickers, they end up going to her. Pro tips for best cold weather, which actually would come in, will be something useful here in Montana. We are getting into the winter months where it's cold. And then have product questions. I'm assuming this is more of a manual kind of thing. So that's all the paperwork that you see in here. Get that out of the way. Now, I don't even have any idea what this is, so if somebody wants to explain to me in the comments, feel free. Looks like a clip, maybe the camera. There's something on the back of the camera that slides in here and you can clip it on something for quick release. Not positive. Yeah, I'll leave it here. And then here's, looks like, again, round peg, square hole, I'm guessing here. That's what'll hold the GoPro. I guess I may be getting ahead of myself, but it looks like just a fasten down screw hold kind of thing. This, I believe, it's semi rounded on the back side. I'm assuming this sort of goes onto a circular type round object and you can mount your camera on that, like a hard shell helmet maybe, or something else. What do we have here? These look like, one here, they're the same. These are just the battery, the GoPro battery. Came with 2 of them, and I did pay $319, which seemed like a pretty good deal compared to what the other prices I've seen online. Did come with a couple extra batteries, or a couple batteries, so that's a bonus. I'll probably buy a few more in the long run if I use this that much. Here it looks like, doesn't look like there's anything else in there, so I'll close it back up. Obviously the charging cable, USB-C to USB-C. Again, being in IT, I've got a cable for every particular combination there is, USB, USB-C. So anyway, this may or may not be useful to me since I have other ones. If there's anything else in here, no, nothing in there. Nothing here. So I guess it's time to get to the star of the show, which would be the actual camera itself. Once again, apparently I'm not sure how long this has been sitting on the shelf, assuming it's a firmware, but they're very adamant about updating my camera before using it. So I'll leave that on there temporarily and basically unwrap it. And this is going to be our viewer LCD screen, which it's funny. It looks like there's a fingerprint on it, so it makes me wonder whether or not this is brand new or not. Looks like brand new wrapping and everything, but definitely looks like there's a smudge mark on top there. Let's see if there's one here too. Maybe it was just the robot finger that put this covering on the lens and the view screen. So that's going to be the biggest part that I'm going to be looking at. Actually, that's probably not entirely true. Let's take this off, knowing that it needs to be updated. And that's the back end. I guess that's where I will see what my viewfinder, what I'll be recording with. And that would be the front lens. And I believe these are replaceable. I'm have to read and see so I don't break something. But at any rate, let's see. That, in a nutshell, is the unboxing, and stay tuned. And when I do some videos and do a little more experimenting and actually reading the manual, because you know us guys, we don't like to read manuals, I'll probably post another video on how it's going. There you go. So that's the completion of the unboxing of my GoPro HERO13 BLACK. That being said, I actually unboxed that 2-3 weeks ago. And I've had a little bit of time to mess with it. Again, I'm not a photography expert, nor do I play one on TV. So I just am looking for something simple, point shoot, that's got a good high quality that I can do some editing with. And as far as that goes, I have an older Canon, I think an S10 Canon Sure Shot, something like that. That was actually a pretty decent camera, probably 10 years ago, and I looked up the specs on it, and it was 14 megapixels, and I videoed the same thing with that camera as I did with this, and the clarity was much better in the GoPro. I think it's 20 some megapixel. I think it has more to do with the size of the sensor as far as the quality of the picture goes. Any rate, it definitely is better than something that was a high quality 10 years ago, which makes sense, called technology. The other thing I did notice that I'm not sure if I'm that concerned with, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be using this for action or out in the field that much, or going to be that far from home. However, I noticed when I did my first 2 or 3 videos, they were maybe about 5 minutes each. And my battery went from 98 to 63, and I did probably 2 5-minute videos. So that had me a little concerned. I guess that's why they sell battery packs, because at some point, if you are going to be out in the field, you're going to need more than probably just 2 if you're doing any kind of discernible videoing. So at any rate, and one other thing I noticed is I've got a little tripod I'm using right now as I stare into my GoPro. It seems to get awfully hot where the camera screws into the tripod. So I'm not sure if that's a normal thing or if that's just the way the GoPros are. I don't know that it's anything to worry about at this point, but it was something that I did notice. Also, I'm realizing that it looks like it may be a little bit easier to use the app on the phone than to try to navigate the touch screen and the buttons on the actual camera itself. So at any rate, there was a little bonus to the unboxing, my little 2 cents worth after using this for 2 to 3 weeks. Thanks and have a great day.